Um, First of all, this is the beginning of the 7th Spanish-speaking Knowledge Seekers Workshop. And we'll be here with Mr. Keshe of the Keshe Foundation, who will be speaking to the Spanish-speaking members through translator. And we've got Enrique and Eric here today as translators. And I've got lots of questions and different things we'd like to discuss today. And so some of the topics might be discussing about the Oasis unit and the constructing of a star system and so on. And there's some questions regarding global warming and some agriculture and so on as we go along here. Okay, without further ado, let's hear from Mr. Keshe to start things off here, and we'll see what he has to say. I shouldn't have said so much because it should be translated actually. Okay, sorry guys. I should have more compassion for the translators.
Hola amigos, este es el inicio del siguiente taller de para habla hispana de la Fundación Keshe, y vamos a estar con el señor Keshe. Rick nos ha hecho la presentación, Rick Crammond, y nos avisa que en esta ocasión vamos a ver varios temas, probablemente algo del Oasis y las aplicaciones de uso de la tecnología en las condiciones de ayuda a la solución de la pobreza. Adelante. Go ahead, please. Mr. Keshe, we're ready.
Yes, good afternoon, good morning again. I hope we have a successful year this year with the Spanish group and the rest of the groups around the world. What I'm interested in is the picture which is on the screen on the live stream. Can somebody explain to us what this is?
Well, Eric can certainly explain it the best. This is a power cell arrangement that he's come up with, and we were discussing this before the workshop here today. Eric, can you say something about that and first maybe translate what I just said there?
Yes. Okay, I will transfer first. Mr. Keshe pregunta sobre una foto que se ve en live stream. Esta foto es las celdas de energía que ve fabricado. Están encendiendo un LED y tienen la capacidad también de acumular la energía si uno desea acumularla, o sirve también para cargar baterías tipo AA. In English, this cell is one electric generator, has the capacity to charge three capacitors. You can light up one LED or charge one small battery. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Keshe.
Can you explain how long it's been going on and how long it's been used?
Mr. Keshe pregunta que si puedo explicar hace cuánto tiempo se usa y cuánto tiempo puede estar prendida. You can have a direct from the cells the energy to the LED. You can I think forever light this LED. For me it don't come out.
How long has it been there? How long have you been using it?
Yeah, I have made it for 4 months. 4 months. I have tested 1 month complete complete, the LED doesn't go out. Yo he
How long have you been using it?
using for 4 months. I try one complete month with the LED, and I have tested.
Can you?
Yeah.
Just press the button.
Yeah, I tried this cell with the LED direct from the cells. One month doesn't come out.
Just 1 second, please.
Haciendo una corta traducción, yo he dejado esta celda directamente desde las pequeñas celdas alimentando la energía al LED, y durante un mes y sigue prendido, ¿no? No tiene ningún inconveniente.
We're trying to find out how it is, because I can't hear them properly. It's very cool. We are putting them before. But... Hello, can you hear us?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you just repeat what you just said, because we don't hear clearly here.
Okay. In English, I make this cell, the complete set 4 months ago.
How is it made? How have you made those cells on the top?
Yeah, the cells are made with PVC plastic tubes.
Yeah.
With aluminum, with copper.
Yeah.
With copper. I did one part from the cells. I nano coated one part from the cells, other part not. I used one complete month without capacitors to know if the LED comes up. I have no problem with the LED, had always light. And after I've tried with the capacitor.
But how many of these plastic tubes do you have?
In this moment, are 15. Enrique, please help. 14.
How many of these small charges is at the end?
Pardon, how much what?
How many of these cells do you have at the end of the wires? How many plastic tubes are there?
Each cell had 2 cells, 2 tubes. I have 14.
40?
Yeah, 14.
14, you mean?
1,
like
4.
1, 4, right?
Yes.
In 2 sets. So it's 28.
28, yeah. Yes.
And is producing to the capacitors and out?
Yes, the cells charge the capacitors without problem. 3 capacitors, one farad each JS capacitor. So it is dry capacitor, dry farad.
Anything else you can tell us about it?
I can charge small batteries with this system.
And how long does it take to charge a battery?
double A battery takes 1 day.
And does the system drop or does it stay always constant?
The system stays always constant.
So in the tube you have a copper coated?
No, inside I have not coated. I have coated the nanotubes, the plastic tubes.
You just coated the plastic tubes?
Yes. But I have to make other. I did make other cells that can have a lot of energy, a lot of this 6 milliamps each cell. I have to make it better. Yeah.
No, I just want something if you can explain. No, it's got to be, you push this one outside. Is it hot? So close the door. Yeah, no problem. I'm going to be here a long time. I'll just close the door. What I want to know is we see something like a black material in the tubes.
Yes, this black material is a okay. I use inside the GaNs, yeah, the golden GaNs. In one cells, this GaNs is first was golden, and after it comes a little bit black.
Yeah.
Yes, I think it's a reaction inside the cell.
You just put wire in the GaNs.
I put inside the tubes a little bit GaNs, golden GaNs, and after I put the aluminum on the copper.
Can you, I don't understand how you have done it. You got a tube, you put a GaNs of copper oxide?
No, GaNs from golden GaNs, gold GaNs. The GaNs that I make.
From a gold.
Yes. And after I put the copper on the aluminum.
You put aluminum inside it?
Yes. Anode
and then how did you connect the wires? One is in the GaNs and one wire is connected to the aluminum plate.
Yeah. In each cell, there is one aluminum and one copper.
And
wires.
You attach the wires to the copper and the aluminum. Is that right?
Yeah, yes,
the wire doesn't go into the GaNs, right? The wire goes to each electrode.
The wire goes to each electrode. One electrode is copper, and the other electrode is aluminum.
Right. Okay.
And they are not coated, nano-coated?
No, sir. They are not nano-coated.
Okay, you're working on the electron level.
An electron level, but I have the tubes nano-coated. The plastic tubes.
Yeah, I understand that. Now I understand. That's why I wanted to be more clear. Somebody has asked, is the GaNs in the salt water or purified water?
It's in salt water.
Salt water.
water.
Okay, well, it's a saltwater battery,
Yeah,
basically.
the gas is not how do you say clean. I
No, it's
didn't
not
clean the
washed.
gas. Not wash. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, that's good. No problem. Do you want to translate it?
Ok. El señor Keshe hizo unas preguntas sobre la forma en que estaba construida la celda o el generador de energía que hice yo, que lo pueden ver ahí en las fotos. Me pregunta cómo está construido. Le comento que en cada celda hay aluminio, hay cobre, o sea, cada ánodo y cátodo, uno es cobre, otro es aluminio. Adentro tiene GANS, gold GANS que llamamos nosotros, el GANS de oro. No es un GANS lavado, está con sal. O sea, tiene la sal que como se hace normalmente el GANS, o sea, no se lavó. Y el tubo de plástico es un tubo de PVC blando. Funcionan bastante bien. Él dice que estamos trabajando únicamente a nivel materia, porque no tenemos nanorecubrimiento en los materiales internos. Yo le comento que únicamente tenemos nanorecubrimiento en los tubos de plástico. Ok, go ahead, Mr. Keshe.
What are the conditions that you have used for this? Just a plastic, normal wires? You have a converter from AC to DC?
I am not sure, sir.
With your capacitors, are you taking is there any conversion from AC to DC or not?
Okay, the energy comes direct from the cells to the capacitor, to the capacitors. When I use the capacitor,
There is no inverters at all.
not inverters.
It's not using AC, it's using a DC. It's a salt battery. Yeah, it's an old system.
Rick, can you give me please the link for to see the pictures, or can you take the pictures here in Skype?
It's a salt.
Okay.
It's a salt. It's a chloride. This is a sodium chloride with the water. It becomes a chemical reaction. But it's
Yes,
putting it through nano-material.
Yes, I think so. That there's chloride because the PVC had chlor inside. What is the link, Rick?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I will look.
Okay, what else? What's the next case? What do we know next?
Okay, well, Enrique definitely has some questions and things that he'd like to talk about. Let me just get that back up here. I lost it. There we go. He was wondering, for example, about the. He had a question regarding the Oasis units, and was thinking maybe they had been already produced or essentially ready to go. But I was trying to explain that it's more that they have to put the energy into that project to get it going and to initiate it, and that different people would be contributing in terms of things like power cells or food producing systems and so on, as they get developed, would be added into the Oasis system to have it fully functioning. Could you talk a little bit about that?
The Oasis system on the nuclear base is already fully developed.
Can I translate the question?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Nos dice Rick que lo siguiente sería algo que yo le planteé en relación con la aplicación de la tecnología en la idea del Oasis, la unidad llamada Oasis, que tiene funciones múltiples y que yo creía que estaba ya diseñada y lista para ser producida y distribuida en su momento. Pero Rick me explicó que no, que eso se tiene que diseñar, que está dado conceptualmente para que los que vayamos a participar en ello hagamos el diseño de las aplicaciones que se deben reunir, si es que se van a reunir en una sola unidad o combinadas para que puedan ser llevadas. Y de esto le pide al señor Mr. Keshe que nos dé una explicación. Ok, Eric.
Well,
it is off, but I will off the live stream. I can take it out. I don't have to follow. No, because I have it turned off. Okay, Mr. Keshe, we were just starting with your explanation on the idea of the Oasis.
yeah, the Oasis system on nuclear base is done, but at the same time, through the non-nuclear, it should be available within the next 2 to 3 months.
Already developed?
Oasis system is, we dismantled the Oasis system nuclear when we started last year. It's a blue sphere core. Be available within the next 2 to 3 months.
Okay, is there any workshop video that shows that?
No, we dismantled it. All the nuclear operation, anything with the nuclear material was dismantled in Belgium about 2 years ago.
I see. Okay, so how do we get to know the details of how it functions, how it's built? We want to...
Now we built, in the coming time, we'll build the same thing on the non-nuclear.
Okay.
It's just that you have to learn what's coming up, then we show you how to do it. There is something important.
Well, we consider that this would be the application that can sum up for the best impact in helping the poor people coming up.
You see, whatever we do, there is something else to impact the poor people. We can never keep you happy. You managed to make a light and you can do it more efficiently free, you can make. We gave CO2, it wasn't good enough. People have to start developing things themselves. It's just, you give it to us, or there is something wrong if I can't get my way. So all the knowledge is there, try to develop it. You made the light, you show us. Okay. Now, all need, let me explain and then you translate as a whole. What is the Oasis system? The basis of the Oasis system is production of energy that you can convert. How you manage to extract energy, even with the small pipes. You don't need the light all the time. You only need the light when it's the nighttime. Daytime, the same kind of energy is used. You said you put it to a, what do you call it, a AA battery to charge. You use this energy during the daytime, very much like a refrigeration, to extract moisture. So you have the water. So you have the energy, you have the water. You can add to the same thing if you want to use it for heating. And then, once we start teaching the health section, you put the direct energy of whatever you need in the water. So you have your food, you have your water, you have your heating and your lighting. You already have the basis of Oasis in your hand and you are blind to it. What, you think the Oasis will give you energy on one side and the water on the other side? The Oasis system is distribution of the energy at the point of production for what is needed.
Right. Okay. Should I translate now?
Yes, please.
Okay. Estábamos entrando en una plática con el señor Keshe sobre la unidad de Oasis y me dice que Oasis es una de las aplicaciones nucleares y que fue desmantelada hace unos meses en las partes que la componen y que está siendo manufacturada y será lista en unos meses, en un par de meses. Y que el concepto del Oasis es tener una fuente de energía con un reactor de energía y que ese mismo reactor se puede aplicar en varios usos. Cuando se necesita la luz, no se necesitan otras cosas normalmente, entonces se puede dedicar el reactor a producir luz en la oscuridad de la noche que se requiera. En otro momento se puede dedicar a producir el agua limpia o extraer el agua de un pozo al que esté conectado con su motor. Y en otro momento puede estar produciendo calor. O en otro momento puede estar produciendo alimentos. Esto se tiene que aprender a utilizar. Es un poco, por su variedad de usos, pues requiere un nivel racional y una capacitación para ellos. Y de esto es de lo que le voy a preguntar al señor Keshe.
Enrique, perdón.
Sí.
Me gustaría hacer una interpelación de lo que dices. La energía que producen las celdas, tú la puedes utilizar haciendo la gradiente de gases, lo mismo que hace una nevera. De esa forma consigues tu agua de la atmósfera. ¿Puedes traducirlo también al inglés, por favor?
Sure. Eric is explaining that with the same source of energy through gases like in the refrigerator, you can come with the possibility of bringing water from the environment, and then you create this source of water with the same unit. This is another application which is excellent.
Sí, otra cosa que es importante es que en estas celdas uno puede manejar lo que es el voltaje con la mano derecha y el amperaje con la mano izquierda. Luego les puedo explicar cómo se hace.
Okay, Eric.
So what you have with your light system, you show, you already have your Oasis system, but you're blind to it. It's the greed of man.
Great. That is clear now. I just wanted to know if there was going to be a product, so-called Oasis to.
Yes, it is. There is a product called Oasis, but internally each section is connected to deliver what you need because it's the same energy. It's the distribution for what you want to use it for.
That's very clear. Yes. Okay.
Por favor, explica, Enrique, lo que te dije de las.
Nos dice Eric que también se puede con esta misma unidad manejar el voltaje en la unidad con la mano derecha, mientras que con la izquierda se maneja el amperaje, y eso da la flexibilidad del sistema. Y el señor Keshe nos dice que todo esto se hace con la misma fuente de energía. Esta es la versatilidad enorme y este es el gran poder, el efecto que puede tener en la gente que carece de todos estos satisfactores que se han mencionado: luz, agua, calor, agua limpia, alimentos, y que requiere, claro, y es lo que quiero yo preguntarle, toda esta capacidad de manejo que se requiere.
Por favor, dile en inglés al señor Keshe lo que te dije de la mano derecha y la mano izquierda, manejar el voltaje y la energía en cada mano.
Eso ya lo dije, pero lo repito, esto nos insiste Eric, que se entienda que
perdón, en inglés, al señor Keshe.
Yeah, okay. Mr. Keshe, Eric tells us that in the same cell that he is designed, for instance, you can control the voltage with the right hand and the current, the amperes, with the left hand. And that gives the versatility of the for the applications.
So,
you can control the voltage with the sure.
hello, are we there? Okay, so the Oasis system is not a magic wand that you sit and what I call have everything from it. It's the management of and the distribution of the energy which you absorb within a system. You want your energy on a cooking plate, you have a cooking plate. You want the energy into the extraction of moisture from the air, you create a cool system plates, so you extract moisture from the air as it blows over the plate. Everything is managed. It's not a holiday camp fireplace. It's a point of disaster. Everything has to be what is needed, and now that we have the free energy source, which you allow, this can, as you say, you run the system for 4 months. We show you the systems can produce 1 or 2 kilowatts, but it's enough for them, and at the same time you can add through the same technology the food, and even there are settings which we have tested that mimics very much medicine. One of the biggest problem in the time of disaster is being able to have access to medication, simple medications. And these are parameters which has been tested. So you can have everything which is needed in time of emergency, you can have one. And if you run part of the energy in conjunction with what we call the shielding effects, you get a shelter plus on top whatever you need. To run a shelter system takes less than 22 watts. Now you have access to all of it, and you can see what it is. In the coming time, we show you how you use GANs for production of heat and production of cooling systems. You want to translate?
Yes, please, I am going to translate. Nos dice el señor Keshe que tengamos muy claro que la unidad Oasis es una fuente de energía que debe ser manejada, debe ser administrada para poder distribuir esa energía en sus diferentes condiciones que se requiera para cualquiera de las otras aplicaciones. no es que tenga ya las aplicaciones incorporadas, sino que es la fuente de la energía libre que permite que en estados de emergencia, en situaciones de emergencia, en donde se pierde el contacto con los satisfactores normales, se pueda tener acceso a todas estas otras cosas que hemos visto, de luz, agua, alimentos, etcétera, y que pronto nos va a mostrar cómo se puede hacer con GANs, producir calor y producir también con placas enfriadas, producir agua. Eso es lo que viene por delante.
Una interpelación, Enrique.
Sí.
La producción de agua es muy fácil. No sé si todos la hemos visto con los aires acondicionados. Cuando el aire acondicionado está enfriando, produce una gran cantidad de agua que tú la tienes que botar a la calle o a la cañería.
Sí.
Es aprovechar la gradiente de los gases únicamente, o sea, la compresión del gas y la descompresión, y de esa forma tú produces agua. Y por otro lado, tú puedes producir también calor. Ahora, ¿cómo utilizas la energía para producir calor? Tú la tienes de las celdas, que la tienes gratis, la energía, y simplemente haces una electrólisis del agua. En ese momento produces tú lo que se llama el gas café, el brown gas, y ese gas lo utilizas para calentar. ¿Podrías por favor, decirlo en inglés también? A ver qué opina el señor Keshe, si es otro el sistema.
Claro. Mr. Keshe, Eric is saying that for producing water, we can use the same idea as the coolers that we know that they produce water, and you have to get rid of the water, and that's a way. It would be in the same way, and also for producing heat, he says that through the same cells,
electrolysis.
On the process of electrolysis.
Listen, the thing is, first of all, let me explain to you something.
Yes.
As we said, we take the gloves off. From this year, we teach you everything for you to look at in the correct way. Yeah? What your problem is, and what I see as a big problem with all the knowledge seekers, is that you want to be spoon-fed. If you go back, I was just explaining while the phone was the microphone was off to the knowledge seekers. If you go back and translate and walk away from matter state into GANs state, you only need one reactor. If you can produce 1 watt of energy to run 1 reactor with a GANs material, and if you understand all the teaching which has been going on, you only need 1 reactor to produce water, heat, and everything else you need for indefinite time. This is where the whole, what I call the caboodle with the Keshe Foundation followers, is they want to be a spoon-fed. From now on, there is no spoon-feeding. We throw the seed, is for you to catch and to grow it. In the center of Oasis system, in the nuclear side, is only 1 reactor. You create the gravitational magnetic field through the GANs in the reactor. What fields of it you want to use for what purpose at what position in the box. The problem with you lot is you have limited your knowledge to the restriction of what I call your own intelligence, which you've been confined to not to think and be there just to be fed. You need only one core in the center of Oasis system. The rest, you can continuously produce as much energy as you want from the fields of the core. The method which we talked about, what you can do with conversion, you do it in the box. Different position in respect to the reactor gives you a different kind of energy. If you put a matter on one side nano-coated, on one side is not coated, one side gets heated, the other side is cool, how much water do you want to collect from the plate? The Oasis system should not cost more than $3, $4. The system we did, we tested the combination with a nuclear system in a static condition. Now you have more advanced system, which is the GANS state. You have measured the fields, you know what the fields can do. Now is using one reactor and a position of the materials and conditions from the field of the reactor give you what you need. And how much energy you want from it. The game has changed, and this is one thing which no nation should fall behind. In the coming time, we open the Oasis system. If you have 4 reactors running, one reactor, if you look at the design, original design, is only one reactor inside it, nothing else. And you see it on the arrows, is the position in respect to the plates. The whole structure of energy production was the problem with everything else which the man needs. Now you have a free energy, you even use half and half, half matter, half plasma. Move into one plasma, a reactor, a core from a ping pong ball can give you everything you need. As long as you can produce 1 watt of energy to run the motor in the first startup position. Because the energy from the field of the GANS can run the motor once it started itself. So it's self-sufficient and it can run. And in the long run, we show you systems that they don't even need motor. They create their own rotation and their own field. There is no more motor attached to the sun or to the earth. The gloves are off. We show you, we explain, you should be able to do it. One reactor, one ping pong ball with CO2, copper oxide in it, and CH3. And in the near future, we teach you more new materials. Then it should be no problem. Depends where you want, how far, how close you want to put the system to extract the fields which are coming out of the plasma. Now it's your own level of understanding which restricts the development of the technology. No man should go hungry. Yes.
Yes, when you talk for the plates, from the plates that are in the picture, are those plates nano-coated?
What would you like to do with it? If you're working in the plasma, Arman is answering you. He's changed his mind. I think the flight time to state and back has changed his mind. Of course, you have to find out what you want me to show you how to nanoplate a plate. Nobody has up to now has made combination nanoplates. None of you have. If you make combination nanoplate, the layering of the nanomaterial next to each other will give you as much energy as you like. But nobody is trying it, and I've shown it in a few of my workshops. If you go on the pictures of the Keshe Foundation, they've been shown for years. Do you want to translate?
Enrique.
Hello.
Is it the brainwave shock? You know, your problem, you lot, has been the same as you've been waiting for 2 years for 2 mobile phones to drip gold. You want to translate?
I will try, but I couldn't hear the last part. Well, it is so interesting. I will. Amigos,
Is it the brainwave shock? You know, your problem, you lot, has and
my goodness, I will try, but I couldn't hear that. I can try turning off my speakers, but I am out of live stream. I'm not watching live stream. It's off. So I don't know if.
Okay, do you want to translate? No problem, you lot.
Yes, okay. Go ahead. I can try turning off my speakers, but I am out of live stream. I am not watching live stream. It's off. So.
Can somebody translate?
Do you hear me? Do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Ok. Voy a hacer una traducción, si me acuerdo de todo lo que dijo el señor Keshe, que realmente el sistema que muestran en live stream, que es el Oasis, que él llama, funciona solamente con un solo reactor, y las fuerzas de ese reactor, las fuerzas magnéticas y gravitacionales de ese reactor, en conjunto con láminas nano recubiertas en diferentes formas, es únicamente lo que se necesita para crear el agua, para crear el calor y para crear la luz y la energía. Dice que hemos hecho como quien dice, un procedimiento de aprendizaje, y que ya es hora de que estemos pensando no en los sistemas estáticos como el que yo mostré hoy de producción de energía, sino en los sistemas dinámicos, que él dice que una sola bola de ping-pong, o sea, un reactor que le llama el ping-pong ball, utilizándolo con gas de CO2, con CH3, gas de CH3 y con gas de CO2, es suficiente para crear para suplir todas esas necesidades. Solamente ese pequeño reactor en la mitad, y el resto hacerlo con las láminas nanorecubiertas. También dice que ninguno de nosotros ha tratado, bueno, yo sí he tratado, luego les puedo contar, de hacer los recubrimientos múltiples de diferentes materiales. En eso nosotros estamos todavía caminando despacio. Él dice que todas estas cosas nos las va a enseñar, pero que tenemos nosotros que sacarlas adelante, y eso es apenas lógico. Ok, go ahead, Mr. Keshe.
Arman is telling me, can we make one and send it as a Peace Corps to the American president? He's American, he can do it himself. Good morning. Now he's gonna make it. He doesn't know what to do now. So this is so simple. Here goes. But this is the simplicity of it. He doesn't know what to do. But this is the beauty of this technology. A single core can give you whatever you like. If you put this core, I'm going to put this something very simple on the camera. Yeah? Can we put the camera on? There we are. Is our camera on for you? Can you see it? Hello? You have an image of white. Do you see this? This is one of the cores. Yes? That's your job. This is a core. This is like a ping pong ball, 5 cents. And strange enough, Armand works with one thing in. And this is a cup. It's a copper cup. Nano-coated on the top. You have your Oasis system. The energy from the core, which is filled with GaNs material, we have measured it 129 Tesla. You can create a reactor which creates huge amount of fields. The fields, as comes out of the core inside, hitting the nano-coat layer inside, releases the energy at the level which is man needs as a matter level. How much energy do you need? And if you can coat in the correct way, in different part of this cup, you can collect water, you can have your heating, and you can even put your cooking pot on top of it and cook with it. This is your Oasis system. Cost a few cents. This does not need to be copper because we know all the metals you find, even a tin can give you the same effect. Go to the supermarket, buy a can of beans, nano-coated, and that's it. Put it in the core. You have your system. Put your pot on top of it and drain energy from the outside. So this is your Oasis system in a simple version. Do you want to translate?
Gracias, thank you, Mr. Keshe. Mr. Keshe está mostrando el sistema Oasis, lo simple que es. Muestra allí la pequeña bola que ustedes ven. Es una bola compuesta de 2 partes en donde se ponen los GaNs internamente, se conecta a un pequeño motor y se pone a girar a 2000 revoluciones, 1800 revoluciones, bueno, diferentes velocidades. Y la bola grande que está mostrando es una coca, en este caso es de cobre, pero que puede ser de otro metal, dice él. Simplemente hay que nano recubrirlo en la parte de afuera. Y la energía magnética que produce la bola interna, el reactor interno, como está guardada dentro de la bola grande, que está nano recubierta y ella no deja que esas fuerzas se salgan, puede crear todo el calor que queramos. También puede crear la energía, también dice el que nano recubriendo diferentes partes de esa bola, de acuerdo a cómo uno la nano recubra, de diferentes partes puede tener diferentes cosas. Por un lado puede tener energía, por el otro lado puede tener agua, o sea, puede tener de ese pequeño sistema obtener diferentes resultados. Yo le voy a hacer una pregunta ahora a Armen, porque yo le mostré un desarrollo que había hecho en estos días. Perdón, la voy a hacer en inglés. Armen, are you there? Armen, are you there?
Yeah, we are listening, we are watching.
Okay.
It's just that Armand is planning how to go back to United States. He just arrived.
I have one question for Armand. Armand, the way that I show you my new cell that is nano-coated outside is almost the same way about in a static position. What do you think about nano-coating
What are you talking?
Yeah,
I remember you have to do the outside and inside.
I did it. I take out the nano-coated inside to receive the energy. The energy is blocked outside for the nano-coated for the tube. So it's in the same way that Mr. Keshe chose about in static position, or you have to nano-coated both sides.
Depends. What would you like? Would you like a hamburger or would you like bread?
I like everything.
You have to decide what you want from it.
Yeah.
Are you seeing me? I put it on the paper, Oasis system. You've been asking for Oasis system. Now you got it.
Okay.
See how many of you are going to produce it in the next few days.
Okay. Okay. It's fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah. In the same
It's
way.
just
Okay.
that we have no problem in extending the knowledge anymore, because the key was showing how easy energy can be produced. Now that you've learned how to produce energy, you can do whatever you like. You can use the same material to do what you want to do with whatever you want to do.
That is fantastic.
The only thing is you put part of the energy, and secondly, you don't need copper. We know from plastics, if you find an empty plastic bucket and just put some caustic in it, it becomes nano-coated, you convert it. If you do different strength of nano-coating, then you have heat, or you have light, or you have you put an air conditioner in a hole in it that the air can flow. You collect water at the bottom of the bucket like this. You don't need to do anything. All you need to do literally is hang your core inside the cup. The cup creates whatever you like to do with it. That's all you need. It's your cup of life.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Very nice.
This is whatever you need is given. The energy is, this is what we said. We break all the laws which has been enforced on man. Your reactor inside the cup, as you see it, produces the water, the electricity, whatever you need. It depends how you nano-coat your material and what you put on it. Coat half of the plastic with the silicon and nano-coat it, caustic it, then you get a different material coming from that part of it. Extend the knowledge. How much does it cost to make a cup like this? And if you understood the workshops of the beginning, you don't even need motor to rotate the plasma inside, the GaNs material. If you put your 4 of these cups next to each other, loaded slightly different in different positions, they start the rotation of the plasma themselves. You don't need a motor. There are no motors. Nobody starts motors in the universe. It's not what you call it, this thing when we were children, you pull it and then it spins, the spinner?
Top, it's called.
Tops, yeah, I remember. So now you wanted your oil system sitting in front of you. And it doesn't need to be copper.
It actually looks a lot like what we used to see as Alladin's lamp. It reminds me of that in terms of its features as well. Was there a real Aladdin's lamp, perhaps in the past, that was using nano-coated materials?
Yeah, I was sitting in a cafe this morning with my wife, and the woman brought a teapot, exactly like the one you see with the genie coming out of it. And she put it in front of me. She was a very nice girl. I said, if I rub it, would a genie come out of it?
That's right. So this is the
Now
genie.
it depends how you rub the cup, what you're going to get out of it.
Well, this is what I'm thinking. Maybe that is part of the secret. I mean, what I've learned with my ping pong balls is...
Let me tell you, Eric, let me tell you what the secret is.
Thank you, sir.
This is, again, let me explain. You can translate the whole thing in Mongol. The secret is when you nano-coat your material, what are you going to rub and how hard you're going to rub? By rubbing your nano-coats in, you've seen it from the time when Ivan was here. You crush different layers, different density of layers. So by rubbing it in different positions, in different strength, you create different environment. This is the secret of nanotechnology. And you will overlook of it. So rub your genie box. You can create as much protein as you like in it, with the water which comes in, and then let it grow. You'll have the genie coming out in time. I think you got the message.
That's brilliant. Are you saying also that you would rub the coating and then do another nano coating after that?
Of course, you can do.
Multiple
what
rubbings?
practices are given to you. But you got to realize this procedure we offer to one of the most advanced sports people in the world in the past 2 or 3 days. Go back. Everything I'll tell you is already recorded. It's in the teachings of the past. When you have a nano coating, is like a dust. How you allow this dust become like a powder shape, it gives you different properties. At the same time, as you squeeze it, you created different gravitational magnetic field gaps. Because if you remember, when we thought is that nanomaterials are like this. There are gaps and holes. Now, when you... I'm just trying to see if they can see it. You can see. Now, if you crush these gaps to smaller, you bring this one down here, this gives you different magnetic field flow. So it gives you different strength, different condition. And when you crush more, so this layer from this position comes to this position, now you have a different environment. That's why exactly a nano layer in respect to the field which comes from the core becomes different planets, depends how you squeeze it. If it's very close, become like Earth, it gives you nitrogen. If you let it go further, you get helium. If you understand how to squeeze, you can literally cut it like an orange peel, and each slice of orange inside gives you different condition, different material, different entity. I explained this before. The gloves are off. Now we teach you everything that you have to help yourself with. When you nano-coat the material, let part of it rub, part of it becomes very smooth, it becomes like a diamond. Squeeze the other part, a slice, slightly less or slightly more, let it powderize. Or recoat it. And each layer, each slice, which give you different condition, different materials. If you squeeze it too tight, you have created yourself a heating plate. Because the fields cannot go, they get stuck, and when the energy comes, it has to go somewhere, then it converts itself back to heat. Part of your cup will enlighten you, and the part of the cup will feed you. Now see how many nano cups are going to be made in the next few days.
And see how many genies get released from the bottle.
Will be very nice genies. Huh?
I would like to translate some a little bit, Mr. Keshe.
Okay, thank you.
Bueno, dijo muchas cosas el señor Keshe, caramba, que lo dejan a uno siempre pensando mucho. Le explica cómo funciona realmente los nanorecubrimientos. Dice, si cuando se hacen los nanorecubrimientos, se hacen con partículas, por decirlo así, muy pequeñas. Entonces se concentra mucho el nanorecubrimiento y no deja escapar las fuerzas y crea calor. Pero si se hacen varias capas con diferentes materiales, donde uno controle la salida de las fuerzas magnéticas, puede crear diferentes efectos. Hay una parte que realmente no entendí. Enrique, ¿estás allí? No entendí por el inglés, no le entendí unas palabras que son importantes.
Aquí estoy, Eric, pero yo tampoco entendí mucho.
Ok, una pregunta en el inglés, él dice que uno puede
frotar, es frotar.
¿Perdón?
En realidad es el trabajo que hace con los nanomateriales, lo que tú estás explicando.
Sí, pero que puede. ¿El rub qué es?
Rub es rubbing, es frotar. Pero
Okay.
es simbólico.
Ya entendí perfectamente a qué se refiere, sí. Cuando se producen los materiales, entonces uno puede frotarlos con otro material y encima producir otro material, correcto. Fantástico.
Sí,
Fantástico.
incluso, perdón, nada más es lo que en otro momento me estabas explicando, que se hace una capa, hay que tener esa idea clara, que se va trabajando por capas. Pueden querer hacerse capas iguales, como al recubrir una placa para hacer GANs, pero
Correcto.
se pueden hacer capas más delgadas o más gruesas y se logra esta sucesión de capas que hacen efectos diferentes. Es un conocimiento brutal, enorme, para ver la versatilidad y la necesidad de saber manejar bien el espesor de las capas, que en realidad es el espesor el tamaño de los nanomateriales.
Lo que precisamente es lo que estábamos hablando tú y yo, que te decía que estoy haciendo en este momento antes del workshop, ¿te recuerdas? Que te dije que quería hacer.
Es lo que digo.
Con el calcio.
Sí.
Coméntale al señor Keshe en inglés a ver qué dice él. Coméntale en inglés que antes del workshop estábamos hablando precisamente de eso. Es importante que él lo sepa.
¿Ya terminaste?
Sí, sigue, cuéntale.
Okay.
Por favor.
Now, Mr. Keshe, Rick and I were talking before the workshop. We were talking about my experience with the copper plate, coating it with nanomaterials, and he was explaining exactly how to come up with several layers and how it was really thin. One was very thin, and he said, "Let's make a thicker one." So it is. This knowledge is fantastic. It gives a lot of power, versatility of coming up with different applications. That's all. Go ahead, Mr. Keshe.
Yeah. Because I put my phone on mute that you don't hear background noise while you're talking. I've just seen Dr. Elia putting something on that regarding to do, as she's a medical person. She has put on, if I can find it, like a brain and a skull. Exactly. This is exactly what it is. When you put a cup of life in the middle, the way I showed you, the way it is now on the camera, this is your, what I call the consciousness and how you read energy. In fact, you don't need much to keep a man alive in the universe. And if you go back a step further, by the change of the shape of the skull, the man intelligence has changed, because different energies are absorbed in different levels by the change of the construction of the skull. That's why we have a brain in a shape which is now, and as it turns towards the back of the head, more near the spinal cord, and it retracts in different directions, there is less energy needed. So as we eat more readily available food conversion, we have become more intelligent. We have created lines of connection that works faster. That's what the intelligence is called. So you lot look at the energy and the water, and somebody like Dr. Eli, as a medical person, looks at the operation of the brain in the same context. If you look at it in exact position upside down, when you put your head down on the ground and you go upside down, this is the border of your brain, the head. And this is your, what they call thalamus, right in the center. And that's how energy and the information will be created in the future. And as I always say, good morning, if you are enlightened.
Fantastic, sir. Fantastic. Please, Enrique, make a traduction, please.
Translate.
Yeah, I will try. Ayúdame, Eric. Nos dice el señor Keshe que esta idea que nos está mostrando del oasis, que está en la imagen que estamos viendo, es similar a lo que se tiene, como dice la doctora Elia, en el funcionamiento del cerebro con el cráneo y lo que pasa con la espina dorsal, que ahí ocurre un proceso similar energético, y que eso es lo que hace la inteligencia cuando se tienen diferentes posiciones del cráneo y el cerebro y la espina dorsal. Cuando estamos erectos, es más fácil el flujo de lo que llamamos inteligencia, y que si en vez de eso nos volteamos, ponemos la cabeza en el suelo, entonces la posición es diferente, y también el proceso pensante es diferente. Eso es lo que yo entendí, Eric.
Sí, correcto. Tiene una pequeña parte adicional, que entre más energía haya, se recibe más inteligencia. Por eso cuando, por decir uno, se alimenta bien y todo, la persona se vuelve más inteligente porque tiene más disposición de energía. Adelante.
Go ahead, Mr. Keshe.
Let me explain to you something very simple. Maybe you understand a little bit more of what we call, let's add to the knowledge. When you look at the top of this cup, when you nano-coated the container fully inside, and you can organize that the south pole of your plasma sits on the entry of the cup, by running the core, you receive all the energy which is in the universe or within the environment you are to the top of the cup, which converts back to energy in the cup. Then not only you receive the energy from the plasma of the GANs, this way the top becomes a south pole, it becomes an entry point for the new fields. So your cup becomes a continuous supply of energy internally into the body of the system. Mm-hmm. This is how all our medical systems are produced. That's why you receive a cup when you enter into the Keshe Foundation process. The entry of the cup from the top is where we absorb energy from the universe, from the environment. And in turn, by the setting inside, we mix it back into the water and you drink it. Everybody thinks that the cups we give for the medical energy comes from the cup. The energy is the air you breathe, because wherever you live is the energy which is given to you and you exist through it. And you got your diseases through that energy in that environment. So when you receive a cup, we create a condition of holding into the energy which is coming into the water from the environment. And the cups are a holder of the energy according to what is needed to be kept and what it needs to go. And that's why the health system of the foundation is so successful. Because we feed you with what you breathe. You breathe air in to take in energy. We create a flow of fields, which is the same way, into the cup. If the air you breathe gives you energy to live, it gives you the life, so does the cup. This is the mystery about the cup of life. You're waiting for something to come. The way the cups of life are done is to absorb energy from the environment into the cup. And what is not needed, what is kept in the water. The rest is absorbed by the container. So you drink what you breathe and what you need. Because you're breathing in that environment. It means you need it, that's why you breathe it. This is the mystery about the cup of life. It's not what's inside it, it's what we absorb through the opening into the system. And then you have a block system because of the nano coating, because it's a matter level, then you drink what is needed by you from the environment which you exist. Do you want to translate?
Enrique,
Yes.
por favor, dale.
Thank you. Yes. Algo muy interesante, muy valioso, nos dice el señor Keshe, usando la imagen que se tiene ahí de una taza o una copa que tiene un sistema en el centro. Nos dice que cuando se pone el plasma encima, en la parte superior del aparato del centro, entonces ese plasma jala energía del universo que se llena la copa de estos alimentos, que es lo mismo que estamos respirando, que es vida, y entonces al entrar al agua que tiene la copa, que tiene el vaso, al tomar esa agua, se está tomando precisamente toda la energía universal que está ahí contenida, y eso es para la medicina, para los tratamientos de salud que hacen en la Fundación Keshe. O sea, es el secreto de esa taza o copa de vida que se les ofrece a cada uno que llega. En cuanto llega, se le da una taza o una copa de estas, y tiene este mecanismo que lo que permite hacer es que lo que está dicho antes, de que atrae y se llena de energía vital del universo, y es lo que permite que se armonice el organismo y resuelva los problemas de salud, que son desbalances energéticos fundamentalmente, y que queda entonces un alimento de vida. Por eso se llama la copa de vida. Rick, ¿alguna añadidura?
Hay una parte que es muy importante. Él habló en principio también del reactor internamente, o sea, el ping-pong o la bola esa que tú ves adentro de la copa. Ese es un reactor dinámico. Entonces dice que llenándolo con los gases y con el agua y con sal, o sea, sin lavar los GANs, para que la sal que contenga, por ese pequeño orificio que ustedes ven allí, me imagino hacerle un pequeño tubo para que la sal se deposite allí, y a medida que el reactor funciona, que voltea a 1500 revoluciones, la sal también va a servir como como un catalizador a los mismos GANs que están volteando para llevarles energía. Esa parte de pronto me gustaría que le preguntaras de nuevo al señor Keshe, que te explique esa parte de nuevo en inglés, porque es la más importante de todo lo que dijo.
La de la...
Sí, que si te puedes repetir en otra forma, si adentro de esos GANs, adentro del reactor hay que dejar los GANs sin lavar para que esa sal ayude a alimentar el propio reactor. En otras palabras, pero mira a ver cómo le preguntas.
Sí. Mr. Keshe, Eric is asking if you can give more details on how this reactor has to function with the GANs, if it is with the salt and the water, but the idea is not to wash out the GANs, and how it is made.
You can do, no. You can do whichever condition you like. But salt limits you. Different kind of salt limits you. Like, it's very much, if you, let me explain to another, you Spanish are very hot-blooded. You have a very hard, what I call heavy heartbeat, and you walk through your heart. Look at it this way. If you, yeah, I know, I've been around you too long. If you look at the structure of the brain with the head and the, what I call the thalamus, and if you place the heart just below it, heart and the lung is all the energy where it comes into the body through the stomach, through the heart, through the lung. Look at the position. You think, I keep on saying that 20% of the air, food we eat, it gives us energy. When you breathe air in, when your heartbeat goes, when your stomach is releasing the energy, most of the energy, look where it sits, in the south pole of your brain. You receive the physical energy through your stomach. The plasmatic energy is emitted upwards towards your head, directly in the south pole of your brain. That's how your brain sustains and absorbs most of its energy. That's why the heart is positioned under the brain. It's not breathing and pumping and putting energy through the red blood cells. 80% of the direct fast energy comes through the conversion of plasmatic fields and with the pumping of the magnetic center, which is the heart, directly into the south pole of the brain. This is the essence of creation. And this is what no one have understood. You look into the stomach, what I ate, what energy comes. This is why you fall in love, and when you fall in love, you feel it in your brain. It doesn't go through your blood. The emotion with your heart directly touches the thalamus, which is your emotional part. No energy of love goes into blood. If you measure your blood, it doesn't show how much you are in love with. Partially does. But in effect, that's why the head is positioned above the whole system of the fields as they come into the lungs. Look at the pipe of your breathing. Look at the position of the heart. Look at the position of the pipe where you feed yourself. Sits directly on the south pole of the thalamus, where the energy always goes from the south pole, from entry out, and it radiates outwards into your physical part. And then it controls the physical part. This is the essence of the creation on this planet. And even doctors don't understand this. Then how you coat, how you nano-coat. Look at the nano-coating of your heart and your brain, and then you see how much energy you can replicate. Do you want to translate?
I will. Nos dice el señor Keshe una explicación de lo que sería el secreto de la vida. de cómo al ingerir un alimento, ese alimento va al estómago efectivamente, pero solo 20% se considera así, y que la energía que lleva el alimento se transforma plasmáticamente, más bien se va en forma plasmática hacia la cabeza. Ese es el proceso que ocurre, y para esto se requiere el corazón. Esto lo hace el corazón, y por eso el corazón está puesto abajo de la cabeza, que es el centro vital de conducción del organismo, y nos hace ver que también, aparte de fijarnos en esa función del corazón y de cómo está nanocubierta el corazón, nos fijemos que también los pulmones que reciben el aire tienen una función similar y aprovechan el aire que entra en los procesos propios, pero que la energía también va hacia la cabeza, y así es como se da la vida, que este secreto no lo manejan los médicos alópatas, y ningunos actualmente, pero es la parte importante, es la parte vital. Eso es lo que yo entendí. Eric.
Sí, realmente una parte bien importante es que el corazón, los latidos del corazón, producen esa energía plasmática, básicamente. La Tierra también tiene energía, la Tierra también tiene, ¿cómo se llama? Las palpitaciones del corazón son las mismas palpitaciones que tienen todos los animales, y la Tierra también tiene la misma frecuencia de palpitaciones. O sea, el universo trabaja con esa energía. La energía que se recibe a través del bombeo del corazón, en el momento que él bombea, recibe una energía del cuerpo plasmática que va al cerebro. Creo que puede seguir Mr. Keshe. Go ahead, Mr. Keshe, please.
Go ahead.
So now you see the similarity and how the systems work. Let me show you something which might be interesting for you. If this is the core, I try to find my position that you can see. If this is the core, yeah, you can, the same cup, you can make this a slice of the cup with different coating or different rubbing of the layers to give you heating, where the same part of the core in the other section can be enough position in the right field to give you the light. So the cup already gives you the light. Or you can do it the outside, nano coating in a way that at this point, as the field goes through the matter, at the top layer radiates light, the same as it does the heat. So you can coat, rub, recoat, put different kind of coating of different materials, and what you're going to get is totally different things from the same cup. You can coat in certain cups, this is what we do with the medical, like produce, let's say, aspirin or antibiotics. Because all the medicines are the field, it's a type of field which the outside the material releases at the boundary of its Coulomb's barrier. So if you can mimic the same, it's done the same. This is what people like Dr. Elia call homeopathy. You release the energy of a given level. And then you can decide how you want to do it and the way you want to do it. That's why the cup of life, if you do it the right way, gives you all the energies you need to fight any kind of disease, be it bacterial or virus. And this is all you need to do, how to connect and how to make your cup. That's why when we showed the cup of life, are all different colors in different ways and different places.
One question, Mr. Keshe. If we coat in wrong way this cup, we can receive something that can hurt us or not?
What do you mean? To harm you?
Yeah.
No. Because your body takes what it needs. And the body knows, because don't forget,
If
these
we can,
cups of life, let me explain.
yeah, yes.
These cups of life, the way they are set, they don't carry the fields of physicality. They carry the fields of emotion too. And by emotion, you know what is right and what is wrong. By your senses, because your senses feels it, but you never know. That's why when you saw the cup of life setting we showed, there is 8 in the boundary and 1 in the center.
Yes.
All
When
the
we speak,
physicality is connected to the emotional in the center. You can never drink a wrong water from the cup of life if it's done the right way.
yeah. What I mean is, if we nano coating the outside from the cup from the reactor, that the cup that is up in the reactor, when this reactor can light on heat, can produce light on heat, and when this nanocoating is not right, not good make, can hurt the people too. But
No,
there's a lot of energy.
no.
No. Okay.
When you understand the whole process, you will understand such a thing is impossible.
Okay. That is very important. Very
Mr.
important.
Keshe, I have a question. I understand it as if every nano coating has several affinity with the organs and the parts of the body, and so it goes there and not to any other place. And
Yeah.
if it is
Good morning.
attracted, it
Good
attracts.
morning. Now you understand.
Okay,
Do you want to translate?
sure, thank you. Le pregunté nos dice el señor Keshe que con esta distribución de nanocuberturas se tienen diferentes condiciones, se afectan diferentes posibles daños que pueda tener o afectaciones que tenga el organismo, porque de cada uno de ellos se va exclusivamente a esas zonas donde está la afectación o el daño, porque y no se va a otra, no puede hacer daño en la copa de vida, porque el agua que entra se va solo a las partes donde se necesita. Es una afinidad, le pregunté si es una afinidad y me dijo que sí, es una afinidad y que este es el efecto tan poderoso de la copa de vida, de que no hay posibilidad de que haga daño a un organismo cuando lo toma y que solamente se dirige a las partes que están afectadas y la balancea en su energía, y eso es la salud, como nos ha explicado. Okay. Eric? Eric, do you have...
Yo creo que está perfecto. No tengo nada que agregar. Go ahead, Mr. Keshe, please.
Way in the short time. Yes. So now you see the application of a very simple technology, a single cup.
This is fantastic. Fantastic. My God.
Now you have your energy, your cup, your Oasis is in front of you.
Yeah, we have a lot of work to do. A lot. Wow. A new way.
You make it difficult for yourselves.
This isn't just for the cups, though. This is for we can do this also in our dynamic systems.
Yes, but it's the same setup.
The same thing. The same thing.
Same setup. If you increase the strength of the fields within your rotating in the middle, yeah, and you can do it in the right way, upside down, you dictate the dimension of the magnetic field shielding in your area. You don't need 4 cups, 4 reactors to create shielding. 1 cup, 1 reactor, 1 core gives you everything you need. And if you look upside down, it's your brain. It's as Dr. Elias says, your thalamus sits on your skull. Everything is there. Actually, your head is the field protector of your body. The rest of the body consumes.
That is.
You don't connect with your body to another body which is hundreds of kilometers or thousands of kilometers away. You connect through your brain to connect your true emotion. And in fact, that's exactly how it's done. If you look as the complex microwave dishes for communication, you see the same kind of shape. If you code the right way, mono, which is the structure of the bone structure of the skull of the man, monocalcium, then you understand how souls communicate. They all stand the same, they all transmit through the same frequency, as you call it, but the same plasmatic magnetic field strength. It's a filtering process.
Fantastic, fantastic. Oh, fantastic.
Well, this is very complete.
Wow.
Great, fantastic. Let me translate that. It's great. Así explica el señor Keshe que si en vez de la copa que tiene un reactor chiquito aquí adentro, se voltea, así como está ahora en la imagen, y se tiene un reactor con más potencia, entonces esto irradia, si está con una capa única, monocoated, irradia esta condición de diversidad de energías plasmáticas a un medio ambiente cercano o cada vez más lejano, como se quiera ver, porque el cerebro sería el símil de este diseño en donde el cráneo está envolviendo al tálamo, que es el emisor, la fuente de la energía, y lo expande a todo su alrededor, y nos explica que es a través de esta energía, que es una energía femenina, una energía emocional, le llama él, se puede comunicar uno con las gentes que sean a distancia. Es a través de esta energía lo que sería la comunicación a distancia o ¿cómo se llama esta, Eric? Cuando uno está comunicándose telepáticamente. Eso sería lo que yo entiendo que es. ¿Está bien, Eric?
Hay una parte adicional, Enrique. ¿Sí? Lo explicó muy bien y es muy interesante. Si primero que miremos esa estructura como está hecha, que es la forma en que están hechas las antenas de transmisión de satélites y de todo el sistema que tenemos aquí en la Tierra. Entonces dice él, si usted hace la nanocobertura en función del calcio, un nanocote, una nanocobertura únicamente con calcio, de esa forma, usted en ese momento, el calcio trabaja en la misma onda que trabajan todas las nanocomunicaciones. Entonces, en ese momento usted puede comunicarse con ese sistema, lógicamente con el reactor adentro. Con ese sistema puede comunicarse a nivel espacial, a nivel de la Tierra, en todas partes, si se hace únicamente con calcio, que hoy mismo te comentaba yo lo del calcio también, ¿cierto?
Sí.
Por otro lado, tiene otra parte muy interesante que dice que para hacer un bloqueo de todas las microondas y todo eso, es decir, cuando uno quiere bloquear un área para que no le entre las microondas y para que no lo afecten a uno energías malas que, bueno, no hablemos de energías malas, energías que lo pueden a uno afectar físicamente, con este reactor que está mostrando, porque lo que él muestra es un reactor realmente, o sea, la copa encima y el reactor adentro. Con este reactor, colocándole los GANs correspondientes, se puede ampliar a 50, a 100 metros, a lo que uno quiera esa cobertura, y en ese momento no entra ni radio, ni entra absolutamente nada es decir, hace uno una protección de un ambiente o de una casa o de un edificio para que no entren energías que puedan dañarlo. Lógicamente tampoco va a entrar radio ni televisión ni entra nada, porque nosotros ya hemos visto eso en otros sistemas y que funcionan de esa forma. Entonces es increíble, es decir, es increíblemente sencillo, increíblemente, es decir, me tiene salido de tono y tengo mucho trabajo por hacer, veo. Tengo mucho trabajo por hacer porque tengo que hacerlo ese reactor. Qué fantasía. Qué fantasía, Mr. Keshe. That's very nice, Mr. Keshe. Please go ahead.
I'm trying to read. Somebody has written something. I don't understand what it means.
There is a question from Elia regarding different shapes of skulls in respect to the positioning of the thalamus to the wall of the skull. She says, like, the shape of the skull, larger or like human, is just a positioning between the thalamus inside regarding the wall of the skull. Is it more a big skull? The thalamus has more space for positioning.
No.
Bigger is not necessarily better for skulls.
No, it depends it depends what energy comes through the south pole into the thalamus. You got to realize that the structure of the body of a man is exactly like a planet. What comes from the north partially goes out, the rest comes back into itself. So it depends what is in the environment and depends what structure is inside the body, what filters and what the rest goes back in.
That could apply to reactor combinations with the inner and outer core as well. It's not necessarily a direct relationship with the size. It's more the strength of what's going into the system. Would that be correct? I guess.
Pardon? Repeat it? Can you repeat?
How much does size matter in terms of the size of the cores and the positioning? In respect to the human brain, a larger brain gives more positioning of the thalamus, but it doesn't really matter.
No, doesn't really matter.
You've explained that it's more the energy coming in through the south
into it, what it radiates.
And if we were to translate that into the inner and outer cores of a reactor combination, then it's more important how much energy is coming into the system rather than the size of the system itself as far as important criteria goes.
In a way, yes. Yeah. This is why some of us have a heart attack and some has a brain hemorrhage. When the energy comes through the body, through physical problems or understanding of the emotion, when it comes in, adds up, and when it goes through your thalamus, it goes so high that you cannot handle the energy so much that it releases like a volcanic eruption we explained in the medical side, and it leads to massive release of energy, and you get a paralysis on the arms and legs, and very passes through the physical part. Some of us can stand a lot of pressure, some of us can't stand a lot of pressure, some of us can stand a lot of emotional pressure, some of us can't stand a lot of physical pressure. And this is all controlled totally by thalamus, and the way the reactor of the body, which is in the brain, operates, releases its energy, or it absorbs part of its own back to regulate itself. This is like the cup which I showed you. What you get into the cup, it circles back in. This is part of the design of the space reactors, the part of the design of the spaceship. If you look at the structure of the spaceship, the reactor sits exactly where thalamus sits. And the 3 base reactors are supported of field to feed it. And then, that's why none of your reactors are flying. This is what I was explaining to Armand today. The reason your reactors do not fly and you're waiting for it to do, because you're in open space. How do you feed back to know what you want to feed back? You put a dome on it. You reflect the fields back into the same reactors and back up. And then you fly. None of the flying systems you have, all the reactors you're running, all the, what I call star formation, is a brain without a cover to feed the energy back. As the singer says, put a ring on it, put a cap on it, you'll fly.
Yesterday I was instinctively putting my hands around the spinning ping pong ball with the GANs inside, and it felt like it was correct in a way to to protect it and to keep that energy in. At the same time, the energy from my hands could perhaps feed the reactor. Is that possible, or is that a bit far-fetched?
Can somebody, just wait 1 second, somebody's writing a lot of nonsense in Farsi. Can you delete this person? I don't know what it is. They're writing threats in Farsi. Can you find out who it is, Rick? Yeah, it's a threatening. It says tahdid means threats. It's in Farsi. I read, but I don't understand what it means, but I can read what it is.
I translated it and I sent it to Elia. So please, Rick, can you just remove that person, please?
What does it say? We don't understand what it says.
It's okay, Mr. Keshe. I sent it to Elia. She knows what it says.
Can you explain to me what it is before we go further? What does it say in the shell, in the nutshell?
It says that somebody's threatening Elia.
Yeah. I can see it, but I don't understand it.
Post it in Skype.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Elia posted in the chat for Skype.
Pardon?
Elia posted it in the chat for Skype, just so that you can be aware. I just don't like. I don't want to read it because it'll.
I'm trying to.
In the meantime, Enrique, can you? Yeah, it's okay. In the meantime, Enrique, can you translate what was said before?
It's a lot. Yes, I will try. Let's see. Eric, do you remember how it started? Oh, yeah.
Bueno,
It was a question by Rick. Yeah, I will. Nos dice Rick de una pregunta que hace la doctora Elia respecto a si el tamaño del cráneo y la posición que dentro de la pared del cráneo tiene el tálamo tienen un efecto en las energías que salen del cerebro. Y toma el tema el señor Keshe con pregunta de Rick si es como en los reactores que se tiene el núcleo central pequeño y el núcleo mayor, y si la distancia que hay ahí es importante o es más importante la energía que se lleva de un núcleo a otro. Y el señor Keshe nos explica que no, que el tamaño no es lo determinante, que es importante el intercambio de energías en sí, exclusivamente, y que eso es lo que puede verse no solamente en el funcionamiento del cerebro y el cuerpo humano, en donde la cabeza pues, es la emisora de energías para todo el cuerpo, sino que también en los reactores. Esto se ve, por ejemplo, en el reactor de estrella, como la posición de los reactores es la que determina la energía, el plasma generado, que es el que puede actuar por los demás, pero los reactores en sí no están moviéndose por sí mismos, no pueden volar por sí mismos, sino hasta que se combinan las energías de los reactores y se puede volar entonces el conjunto completo. Es una explicación que yo no estoy familiarizado. Ojalá tú sí, Rick.
A ver, una pequeña cosa adicional. Al estar los reactores a campo abierto, por decir, sin esta copa encima de ellos, esa copa con una nanoestructura externa para que, o sea que cuando están a aire abierto los reactores, las fuerzas van hacia todos los lados. Lógicamente algunas fuerzas se van a ir al centro de los 4 reactores cuando hablamos de los reactores estrella. Se van al centro, lo que llamamos el plasma libre. Pero la mayoría de las fuerzas están yendo afuera. En el momento que ponemos la copa nanorecubierta encima, esas energías se conjugan y nada de esas energías va a salir. Eso hace que poder posicionar el reactor y hacerlo que vuele realmente. Hacerlo que vuele, que vaya hacia arriba o vaya hacia abajo, de acuerdo así, como si tuviéramos un imán. O sea, le damos una fuerza que repele la energía interna de la Tierra, por decirlo así, y el reactor se va a posicionar arriba, porque funciona exactamente como un imán. Exactamente como un imán. Si tú le das una energía igual de la atracción de la Tierra, él va a bajar. El concepto es totalmente claro y eso lo venimos trabajando desde hace bastantes días y ustedes lo pueden ver ahí en el instituto, la página del instituto, por live stream, ver dónde están los reactores. Entren a la página y ahí ven los reactores funcionando. Los reactores en este momento tienen una cobertura, no más una cobertura arriba, es una lámina de cobertura arriba, es un plástico nanoestructurado arriba, pero no están encerrados. O sea, el señor Keshe le dice a Arlen, ¿por qué sus reactores no han volado? Lo único que le falta es enciérrenlos. Cuando usted los encierra, ya las fuerzas no se van a perder. Y ahí va a ver usted dónde vuelan los reactores. O sea, nos acaba de decir las claves y todo exactamente de qué tenemos que hacer para que las cosas funcionen. Hoy, de todos los workshops que yo he estado, que todos son hermosos y me encantan, este es uno de los más que más iluminan en la tecnología, donde él básicamente se ha abierto inmensamente con sus conceptos y sus enseñanzas. Es amazing, it's very, very, very nice, very, very, very nice.
Eric, déjame terminar. También hay otra parte donde nos explicó cómo la energía que va a ir hacia el cerebro puede ser tan intensa que puede afectar en el camino a un ataque al corazón, o puede irse hasta el cerebro y hacer un ataque, vamos a llamarle de epilepsia, porque es tan fuerte, es tan grande, es tan potente la energía que desarregla todo el funcionamiento, ya sea del propio corazón o del ataque al cerebro. Ese es el ataque, el infarto cerebral o el infarto del corazón, es como yo lo entendí. Y toda esta energía, nos dice bien, es energía emocional, causa todo esto. ¿Algo más?
Sí, la energía emocional es una energía plasmática. Es totalmente plasmática. Sí, esa energía, eso es como cuando se va arriba al cerebro, lo que hace es básicamente es una especie de cortocircuitos arriba, porque el organismo no tiene la capacidad de absorber esa cantidad de energía y simplemente hace cortocircuito con todas partes y ya tienes tú el problema, ¿no? Pero es una fantasía. Dejémoslo que nos siga contando y luego podemos, si quieres, hablamos con Rick y hacemos un pequeño workshop nosotros explicando estas cosas. Las ampliamos si quieres, pero que él nos explique ahora todo y luego ampliamos a toda la gente, si te parece.
Claro, yo quisiera nada más confirmar algo con Mr. Keshe. Mr. Keshe, I am an energy healer, and to me, what you explained about the plasmatic energy going and affecting either the heart or the brain when it is in great amounts, we consider it coming from the third chakra, where the emotions are repressed generally, and when somebody represses too much emotions, they cannot hold it, and there's like a ray of 30,000 volts going to the heart or going to the brain and causing those heart attacks.
What is the third chakra?
The third chakra is the plexus, solar plexus chakra. Third from the bottom to upside, the base chakra and the base of the column. The second chakra is around the navel, and the third is in the solar plexus under the heart, and the fourth chakra is at the height of the heart. The fifth is in the throat, at the throat level, and the sixth is in the center of the head, exactly, with the thalamus, and the seventh chakra is in the crown part. So the third chakra is known as the repression of emotions. That energy, when it is repressed, it accumulates in that chakra, and when it's too much, it explodes in rays, what we call rays, and that's the origin of the heart attack or the brain attack and the epilepsy. I treat kids with that, and it worked fine. It also affects the behavior of the so-called hyperactivity. Those are other terms, but I see great insight with what you were telling you. I got to the real cause of it. It functions, it works. I use it, but I like what you're saying because it's more complete.
The whole problem is that up to now we understood half of the languages. Now it's another piece of jigsaw which more or less completes the picture. I always say what we know up to now should not be discarded. This is another brick in the wall to complete the wall. So now, in putting pieces in, we complete the understanding, the reason why and how.
Yes.
You call it chakra, but in a way, that's the energy of the food, energy of what we receive from the environment by what we eat.
Yes.
Your fourth chakra is the energy which you receive from the lungs. If you look at the shape of the lung, it's not what crosses the wall of the lung as energy into blood, is what energy is released which feeds back into the heart and through the central channel goes to the thalamus. This is part of the whole structure. Where does the energy comes into the heart? Not just by the blood flowing in, is by the energy which is absorbed from the air which you breathe in, which reflects back into the heart. And it beams up.
Yes.
And this is what everybody looks into, the physicality of the operation. But the reality is all these operations work on one thing, which is the plasmatic magnetic field, both receiving and giving. If you look at the operation of the lung, which collapses and it opens up, what does it do? Behaves like a gravitational and magnetical. It gives both fields in balance back to the heart. And the balance energy is when it's tuned, it reaches goes up to as the field flow is from entry to exit. And because there is a flow from your south pole, what I call your anus, up, it goes through different channels. I don't go to destroy any understanding of the man. It's just building, adding to the knowledge.
It is so. It is so. I take it like that, and it is great. It is very good. What we know.
When you have people sick with different diseases, look at their breathing rate. Look at how they breathe, how the posture of the lung, the upper body is.
Okay.
It gives you a lot of indication in how energy is received by the emotional part. And then they react according to what it comes out of the emotional part physically. So one feeds the other. And the only source of entry into the whole system is through the mouth or through what you call the nose or the air.
Okay.
It comes in, as it's going in, gets affected by the energy which is coming up from the body. So this is what I was explaining to Dr. Elia past couple of days in doing some work in the background, explaining the understanding of the science. We go through it. That's why on Friday we have a teaching to do with the mouth and anus, as Dr. Elia wanted to put it. We explain this in detail in the comment, how energy which you breathe through your mouth is not just air going in. It's much more, and depends how it converts and the way it converts back itself to the energy which comes upwards. When you have a north pole of your brain, what I call the top of your head, releasing energy continuously out, this energy has to come through a tunnel, come up. So it comes through your, what you call chakras, what I call point of conversion of energy. How is the energy is taken or is it given? In Chinese we call it yin and yang. In Middle Eastern culture we call it cold food and hot food, warm food. It all explains why you call it cold, because what if the food is taken from you in different format? you don't receive enough energy to your brain, to your emotional part, and affects your physicality. And how much you receive more of. This is what we explain in the coming Friday in the health section. But you look at what the food gives, and then that energy, you start considering what happens. You call it the chakra. But where does the energy of chakra comes from? For what is being put in inside the structure. And the next step is somebody's drinking or whatever. It looks somebody who got a prostate problem is going to toilet. Drip, 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 drip. So this is what you got to understand. Up to now you looked at the food, but energy in chakras. What do you call chakras? What I call gravitational point, center point of attraction of the field, comes from the food you've eaten. So we understand the food up to now was there, then the energies of it, you call it, come in the fourth chakra because it's the stomach and what is digested. The energy is released. And then where does this energy go continuously? It doesn't pop out of your stomach or the back of your body. It goes through the circle of the channel. It's exactly like Earth. The fields from the North Pole, some go out and the rest comes back in through the South Pole up. And in that flow, whatever is inside the Earth gets added to the plasma which is entered and goes back again, extra strength from the North. It's no difference between a human body and a planet. The only thing is the planets don't have legs. Man stands on 2 legs and carries the core around. You have a plasmatic magnetic field flow. And how you dictate it and how you direct it. I listen to a lot of things and I play the game with a lot of doctors and scientists who believe in these things, but I understand more than they do. So, but I still carry on.
Great. Thank you very much for your explanation.
You want to translate?
I will translate. I just want to tell you that this is exactly corresponding with what we call the body of energy and the emotional body. The chakras conform what we call the emotional body. And I have this explanation that I might as well send you the illustrations I have about it. But I'm happy that we are talking about the same thing with a new understanding. I'll just translate now. Nos dice el señor Keshe que la energía que tiene, que pasa de la alimentación de la vida y se va por los pulmones es también importante porque de ahí pasa.
Can you stop, please? Rick, can you track this guy, whoever it is, putting all this rubbish out? And let me have his ID, we will get him seen to. He's apparently is Iranian speaking by the look of it. He's played with the fire, he's going to get burned. Just give me his ID, please find out who it is, where it is. Okay, we need a tracking, let me have it on the other hand. He needs some cooling down. We know how to cool him. Okay? Thank you very much. We sit here with a lot of securities behind us. You play with the fire, we'll see what happens. This is a teaching place, not for people who think they can come up with any rubbish. We will see if you have any computers within the next few days to play with. And maybe more than that. You play with the fire, be careful you get burned.
Fantastic. That is good.
Okay, carry on, please.
Sí, nos explicaba la relación de la energía que va de los pulmones hacia el corazón y cómo esto es un flujo de energías que hacen la vida. No recuerdo los detalles. Eric, ¿quieres tú decir algo al respecto? Pero nos llevó a decir cómo sube la energía hasta el cerebro y el efecto que esto tiene en lo que decíamos, el ataque al corazón, el ataque al cerebro, el infarto al corazón, el infarto al cerebro, cuando hay demasiada energía. Y luego yo le pregunté que de acuerdo a como yo lo entendía, como sanador de energía, con la explicación del cuerpo de energía, que entiende a los chakras como centros de acumulación de energía, generadores de energía, coincidentemente, como precisamente a través del tercer chakra se acumula ahí energía. Es el chakra que retiene la energía de las emociones bloqueadas, las emociones no expresadas, la represión de las energías, y cómo la persona que entra en tal tensión de repente explota, suelta su energía y sale una cantidad de energía enorme, como si fuera un rayo de 30.000 volts, que va al corazón o que se va al cerebro y causa lo que sabemos, ¿no? Cambios del campo eléctrico del corazón y que se queman células, o en el cerebro también se desconectan todas las funciones que deben salir de ahí y la gente pierde el control o empieza a tener problemas de otro. Este es en esencia, y el señor Keshe me preguntó sobre cuál chakra era le expliqué los 7 chakras, el chakra base, el chakra que le llamamos del ombligo, el segundo, el tercero que es el que estábamos hablando, que es el chakra del plexo solar, el chakra de la altura del corazón, el chakra de la altura de la garganta, el chakra del centro de la cabeza, por el tálamo, y el séptimo que es el chakra de la coronilla. Y nos dijo que él no quería cambiar ninguno de los conocimientos que se puedan tener, como puede ser del sistema energético, emocional, que se usa en la sanación de energía. Y le decía yo que es fantástico, que todo coincide y que es una explicación más completa el estar hablando de las energías plasmáticas y los otros tipos de energía, cómo se transforman y cómo corren a lo largo de ductos, de conductos que nosotros identificamos y que él nos está haciendo ver cómo tienen este efecto del funcionamiento de la salud de la persona. Hasta ahí le recuerdo. Eric, ¿tienes algún comentario?
Bueno, realmente yo en la cuestión del chakra y eso, pues no soy experto. Tú sí conoces bastante de eso y sé que eres un maestro en ese medio. Realmente lo que hizo fue lo que hizo el señor Keshe fue mostrar los conocimientos que se tienen hoy en día, en el caso tuyo del chakra y estas fuerzas, simplemente son lo mismo que estamos hablando también. Pero él lo explica en una parte más física y te dice, mira, lo que tú piensas que pasa aquí es porque el cuerpo hace esto por esto, esto y esto. O sea, da las explicaciones a tus conocimientos. Lo que dice él, yo no quiero los conocimientos que ya hay, no quiero destruirlos. Lo que quiero es explicarlos y adicionarles algo más para que lo entiendan y puedan seguir adelante todo el resto de la tecnología, ¿no? Adelante, Enrique.
Algo importante que yo también distingo es cuando nos dice que cuando respiramos no solamente entra lo que llamamos el aire en sí, sino que entra energía. Y nosotros llamamos la energía pránica, el prana del aire, y esto es la función tan importante que tienen los pulmones, en que la energía de la respiración pasa por ellos y una energía se queda ahí y otra sube y otra baja. La que va por el polo sur va a cumplir unas funciones en el cuerpo y la que va por el polo norte va directamente a alimentar el cerebro. Precisamente nos explica por qué el corazón y los pulmones están ahí y están en esa posición porque todas estas energías van hacia el funcionamiento, por un lado, de la que llamaríamos la biología del cuerpo, y por otro lado, el proceso, los procesos de conducción y control del cerebro y todo el proceso pensante y los demás dones que ocurren a través del tálamo, que nosotros lo identificamos también con la glándula pineal, que es donde están nosotros suponemos que están los dones avanzados de telepatía, telequinesis, etcétera, etcétera. Todo es coincidente y a mí me da mucho gusto estar en este taller, porque todo lo que ha dicho el señor Keshe me da una base mucho más amplia para las cosas que yo conozco y que son muy valiosas. Okay. ¿Algo más, Eric?
No. Go ahead, Mr. Keshe, please.
Mr. Keshe,
If we are going nearly 2.5 hours, and I have a very important appointment in about 10-15 minutes.
Yes, I was going to suggest that we should end things.
We can curtail it, and please be asked to come some sort of arrangement with Rick, that we bring all the teachings in line with the new university opening. That everything is done between 2 and 5 o'clock in the, Central European time. Because once we start teaching from March, April, the teaching has to fall within the workshops, within teaching on the internet. So if you can come to arrangement for a new timing, please do so, that we can support the, independent teachings in different languages.
Thank you very much, Mr. Keshe. It's been a great pleasure for me, this workshop.
Thank you very much indeed. We speak, we meet with the court tomorrow morning, yes, Rick? 8 o'clock. And then Thursday is the workshop, normal workshop.
Right, and then the health workshop will be on Friday.
Yeah.
Okay, and then there's a possibility of the kids workshop tomorrow. Would you want to do that, or should we pass on that till next week?
We have to pass on that because there is so much to do in the background here.
Right.
Because we are going back to we have to set up a lot of things in the background for the institute.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much,
Mr. Keshe. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Keshe.
Yo creo que hago la despedida.
Great workshop, guys. So that ends the 7th Spanish-speaking Knowledge Seekers Workshop. Thank you, everybody, for attending.
Translation, Rick. Bueno, el señor Keshe se despide porque tiene varias cosas que hacer. Lógicamente tiene citas pendientes. Este ha sido un hermoso taller para los que entendemos esto. Ha sido un taller muy definitivo. Lo que ha hecho el señor Keshe, lo que nos ha enseñado es increíble. Yo creo que tenemos que poner más de nuestro lado para desarrollar más las cosas. Para los que no entiendan pueden comunicarse conmigo o con Enrique. Seguir adelante. Esto es increíble, muchachos. Tienen que ver lo que se puede hacer. Yo lo he hecho, ustedes lo están viendo, se los he mostrado también. Ahora con esta nueva información tenemos mucho más que hacer. Les pido que miren el futuro, que miren el futuro de sus familias, que miren el futuro propio, el futuro de la humanidad y trabajemos por él. Esta es una tecnología que funciona, crean lo que funciona. Yo lo he visto con mis ojos y lo he hecho con mis manos. O sea que vamos adelante. Bueno, adelante, Enrique, gracias.
No, adelante, gracias a ti, Eric, por participar. Thank you, Rick. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Elia, for being here. we'll get in touch with you later. Vincent,
Yes.
again, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Rick, Vince, Dr. Elia, and Mr. Keshe in Germany. Vielen Dank.
And thank you, Eric and Enrique, for your translating abilities there. That was great. Great workshop. Okay.
Thank you.
That'll be it for now. Thanks, everybody.
Goodbye. Thank you to all of you. Thank you.